And so Jesus is challenging them. He says this half-hearted kind of faith makes me sick. It's good for nothing. He goes on to say, you say I am rich. I have acquired wealth and do not need a thing. I mean, they were wealthy people. And so what happened to them? They unconsciously kind of fell into breaking the first commandment. Remember the first commandment? You shall have no other gods before me. Martin Luther says, what does this mean? We should fear, love, and trust in God above all things. And what happened to the church in Laodicea is they began to love the gifts more than the giver. They started focusing on their wealth. They started focusing on all of their blessings. And they focused and made that a priority over and above God. They were depending on the blessings that God bestowed upon them. So let me challenge you. And be honest with yourself. What do you depend on more than God? Did you ever think about it? What do you depend on more than God? Maybe you depended on your education. You know, you always thought that the education and the knowledge that you've gained is going to take you into the future. You don't have to depend on God. You've got a good education. Or maybe you're depending on your 401k. You know, over the years, I've saved and the stock market's been good. And so I trust in my 401k. I depend on my savings account, my pension, my retirement. Or maybe you depend on a relationship. You know, the other person, you depend on that person to bring you happiness and fulfillment and a sense of purpose in life. Or you depend on your career. You've climbed the corporate ladder. You're a person of influence. You're making good money, and so you trust in that. And over time, we begin to develop this train of thought that says, I don't need God. I don't need God. Now, we would never say that, would we? I mean, come on, we would never say that. But let's be honest, we live like that. We oftentimes live like that. And we say, God, I'll use you as a backup. So if everything else fails, God, well, then I'll come back to you. But until everything else fails, I'm going to trust in myself and my own skill and my own ability. It was all the way back in Deuteronomy. But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth. God gave us the ability to be successful. It was God who gave us the knowledge and the skill, the ability to move forward in life. We could never forget, as Psalm 24 says, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Or how about this one? Jesus himself. In John chapter 15, Jesus says like this, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing.